Hi, James.
Good morning, Sean. We are glad to see you. Our guest today is starred on TNT's Animal Kingdom and Southland. Our guest today is Shawn Hatosy. We'll be discussing his role as director and guest star on the new episode of Rescue High Surf on Fox. Sean, thank you for joining us today.
How are you?
Doing great. So is it as amazing as we believe to be on a show like that because of it being filmed in Hawaii?
It is. It is, in fact. I grew up on the East Coast. I grew up in Maryland. I remember as a kid, I would watch TV, Saved by the Bell or Beverly Hills 90210, and I would think, my gosh, it must be so nice to eat lunch there during the day outside in December. And so, it was always a dream of mine to work in television, and it's just only multiplied by being able to work the North Shore of Oahu.
Yeah, I can imagine it's a fabulous place to be. Um, is your episode Surge based on any real life events?
What happens is in the North Shore they actually have tsunami warnings every morning at like 11 just to test the system to make sure the signal goes out. And what and in this episode there's a significant earthquake somewhere in Russia, and it creates this warning, which is an imminent threat. And when that happens, there are protocols that the team has to deal with and go through, and clearing the beach and making sure everything's ready. So that's what happens in our episode. It's still an action-packed episode because there are, people who are left over that didn't move out in time. So there's a couple of high adrenaline rescues that occur, but it actually really delves deeply into personal relationships that we get a chance to spend some time with these characters.
Nice. So it's as much of a drama as it is an action, it sounds like.
It I am very proud of the episode. It's interesting for me because I've directed TV in the past on Animal Kingdom, where I played such a major role in that show that while I was directing and acting at the same time, it was a lot to juggle. But this was an opportunity. My character here is not as significant. I play the dad of Kainalu, and also the mayor. So I don't have as much to do there, so it was nice to be able to sort of roll up my sleeves and dig in as a director.
Oh, come on. Don't sell Clayton Emerson short. He uses a lot of neat things.
I keep looking around, and I'm realizing what I'm realizing is I'm the old guy. I'm the dad.
It happens. Shoot,
I know.
sometimes things change, but it sounds like they always have a role for you, which is the important thing.
Exactly. I'll play whatever they need. I gotta get up.
Definitely. Um, so is it a bigger challenge stepping in as the director, or is it a bigger challenge stepping in as an actor? And it seems like it would be the director because, like you said, since Clayton wasn't as integral to the plot, it sounds like the changes as a director would be a bigger thing.
It is a challenge. I really enjoy directing. I find that as a performer myself, directors come from all different walks of life. You might have a director who comes from that, was it a former DP or a former editor, or we all promote through our own way, right?
Hmm.
So what I have noticed um, as an actor in episodic television, most and most of them aren't were an actor before their other things. So there's a language that actors have with each other that they understand. So I really enjoy working with the performers, and being able to kind of speak the same language, and finding the performance is my favorite part. And I have to say I'm getting pretty skilled at it.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to say, with having your background and your experiences, I can imagine you're able to connect and relate to the actors on such a deeper level.
Yeah, I from a different way. We kind of look at things for motivation and what we all directors should, take an acting class just because you find these different ways to communicate. Sometimes it's just so stressful, and I know it kind of looks easy to do these scenes, but it's not. Everybody's staring at you, the camera's on. Um, and all of a sudden you have to say these words. Sometimes, particularly like with a show like with Rescue, when they're doing rescues and there are paramedics and things like that, you're like doing these things that are very challenging. It, uh, it becomes very stressful. So I don't know. It's nice to have a director there. Uh,
Definitely. I see what you're saying. It's kind of like in sports, you rather have a coach that had played before versus a coach that had just been the videographer or whatnot.
100%. They've been in there. They know what it feels like, right?
Exactly. So, any other roles or projects that you're currently working on?
Right now, I'm working on a show called The Pit. It's at Warner Brothers, which is a new show on Max that is currently streaming. It's a medical show. Same showrunner John Wells, who also did Animal Kingdom stuff. So I'm really enjoying that. Doing really well. And again, I'm playing an old guy, so it's happening, man. I'm watching it happen. I go from a mayor to like a doctor, which thank God. I mean, I never thought I'd be a mayor, and I definitely didn't think I'd be a doctor, but here I am.
Nice. But yeah, that's awesome that shoot that you all get along so well. I mean, working with him on several projects, I'm sure you all have got to be pretty in sync at this point.
Yeah, I love collaborating with John. We met on ER. There's a sort of way that he does things creatively that I just think on to. And especially like Rescue High Surf, like we're dealing with highly specialized, ocean safety team. So what that means is from the beginning of the process, the writing process, those people that do that for a living are in the room. They're there making these decisions, helping us write scripts. Point of when we're prepping, the water safety team is out there. It's the best in the world. They're highly skilled. And then to when we're shooting, they're there every step of the way. And I just find with John that kind of takes precedence over everything else. That we get it right. We make sure that we're telling these stories to people that do these. Um, and they're advising us and making sure that we're showing them in the proper light and procedurally how it really works. And from Southland to ER to the Pit to Rescue High Surf, it's what motivates me. It makes me feel like I'm really in those environments. It's instant adrenaline, and I really enjoy it.
Great. I was going to say, Sean, our listeners are excited about tuning into Fox, checking out your episode of Rescue High Surf, the Surge episode. And yeah, it should be a phenomenal episode. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you. So that was pretty cool. Shawn Hatosy, he is going to be he directed an episode of Rescue High Surf on Fox. He also stars in it, guest stars. So pretty cool. We got to talk to him about his experiences as a director and an actor. So thank you for joining us today.